$10. So yeah, that's what I have. Moving on, back to the Western Oregon. I know I'm bouncing around here. I bought some of the rolling stock that was for sale online. So this is one of the covered hoppers. So this is one of them. And then there was a couple of flat cars for sale. They're still wrapped in the packaging because I haven't opened them. But all these cars were from different sellers. Like, a couple came from the store I usually buy my stuff from called Trains. But yeah, there's they're still wrapped in the packaging. Let me see if I can show you this one. But there's like 2 of these, and they're already weathered. But from what I read, this was a club layout, and the club, I guess, closed or something, and all the equipment just got sold off right here. So here's some of the decal. Oh, well, there it is. Well, here's where I found the information from. It says club decals, and then there's some information for, oh, it even gives you the paint. Huh. See, I haven't really looked at this, guys. I just looked at the cars briefly, but I haven't really read anything. But yeah, it is a club layout, like I thought. But yeah, there's 2 of these. This one's pretty much the same as the last one. Yeah, pretty much the same. Same car, just a different number. And then another guy, I think these came from California. These were a fleet of box cars right here. And I'm happy that they actually kept the cards with the equipment, because not like a lot of times when collections are split, that doesn't usually happen. But yeah, here's one of them. This one's green, and this one's brown, and they're all still wrapped up in the packaging. So I snatched those up, and then I started making my own equipment. So I got a couple of the new Walthers Russell snow plows, and I just lettered them for the Western Oregon. So there's number 300, and there's number 60,007. So these are the 2 ones that they'll be using for their wintertime operations. But yeah, this is the engine that started it all. And that was when New Trains Part 64. When I bought those other 2 locomotives, I paid like $60 for all 3, which is technically I got the other 2 for free because I was trying to buy this one. Yeah. But this is what started it all, and then I started making up these units. Oh, I didn't go into detail about these decals. This is an image of the Three Sisters Mountains, which are located in Oregon. Any locomotive that has these are called the Three Sisters engines. There's technically 2 of them right now, so 318 and 215 are the Three Sisters units. But yeah, I might do another one. This one is an Operation Lifesaver unit, which is one I did, and then this one here, which is number 360, which I bought, is another Operation Lifesaver unit. I forgot to go into details as to paint. This is British Green, which is from Tamiya. British Green and Silver Leaf from Tamiya. This has flat clear on it. This one has semi-gloss clear. So you can see this one has a little bit of a fade, but it's still shiny. This one has a P5 horn. This one has a Leslie honker. I think that's another variant of the P5 horn. I think that's a S5 RT, but one of the bells is facing the other way. This one has an M5. This one has an early P5. This one has a P3. This one has I forget what that one is called, but you guys heard it. This one has a P5, which is on a K5 LA bracket. This one has a Leslie honker. This one has twin P3s, which is going to be sick when I put sound in this one. So that's going to sound sick. That one has a Holden M3 horn, a Holden K3, I should say Holden K3. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. These have all been the projects that I've gotten done recently. I'm pretty much done with all my projects, guys. I'm just doing sound and DCC now. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. And yeah, one more thing. The roster is currently sitting at 11, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So for my version of the Western Oregon, they're only going to have about 14 locomotives. So I'm already sitting at 11. I have one more unit that's coming all the way from Australia. That'll be number 12. So then that means there's going to be a slot left open for two more locomotives. One of them I'm probably going to have be like a steam locomotive, and then the other one's going to have to be some type of other passenger diesel. One thing I will say about the Western Oregon, um, they are heavily staked in keeping their Alco units in operation. Like the only the only two EMDs on the roster on my version of the railroad are this Jeep 9 and the F59. The F59 technically was a piggyback order off of when Metrolink ordered their units, which is why it has the Metrolink paint scheme. Not to be confused with the Metrolink 868, but they just picked that number for whatever reason, and it just, yeah. But they piggybacked off the order from Metrolink, and that's why they got that unit, which replaced a older unit that actually was destroyed in a wreck. This engine, the 217, was actually a replacement for the original 217, which was another Alco RS3M. Actually, correction, which was an RSC2 that was actually loaned to the Union Pacific for a time, but it ended up getting destroyed. So they ended up getting UP's 217. So that's the story behind that unit right there. But yeah, only 14 engines are going to be on the roster. If you go on eBay right now, there's a couple pieces of rolling stock from the club that are still for sale. I ain't buying them because, first of all, the prices are a little bit too high. I paid $200 for this engine, which I shouldn't have paid $200 for it, but I never seen a repowered RSD5 and I wanted it, and it's an Atlas, so I paid it. And yeah, I wanted it, so I paid that money for it. But yeah, I think there's a couple locomotives for sale and cabooses as well, but I'm going to eventually just make my own freight car roster, keep it simple because they pretty much deal with paper products, a little bit of iron ore, but mainly paper products and limestone. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for this episode of New Trains. Um, yeah, and you guys can actually see how far my kit bashing and painting skills have come along. I don't have to ship my stuff out to get painted anymore, guys. So, I had friends that did stuff for me in the past. I think one of them still has something that they're doing for me, but now with the skills that I have now, I can pretty much do all my custom painting myself. Sound, I'm still in the infancy of learning how to do that, but I'm getting better at it, and eventually I'll be self-sufficient with doing that. ESU is still out of my area of expertise, and I'm not really too happy with them right now because of how junky the decoders are. Matter of fact, since we're on the topic of ESU, you guys know what that is. That's my... Well, you know what? Let me just throw it in here, because I might as well just go ahead and throw it in here, because it's part of the New Trains episode. But, let me see if I can get this box off. Hold on a second, guys. Just put this here for a second. And there we go. Alright, so you guys have seen this train. This is my Amtrak RTG Turbo Train, or Turboliner. Now, this is the sheet for all the sound functions. It's in French. This is what the set looks like. And then here's another brochure. Basically, it shows you how to couple and uncouple the cars. And this is how you couple two sets together, which I don't need that anymore. Like these are extra details that come in. I don't even think I got the plows that came with it. I gotta look in that parts bin because it says it has plows. If that's the case, I can put those on, but I haven't seen any of them in the bag. I got this from a guy in France, really cool guy. But it shows you how to take the shell off, or the shell off the chassis, and then this is how you install the decoder or whatever. This is the speaker, so these are ESU speakers. It shows you how everything, I guess it shows you how everything is wired. It shows you how to get access to the gear towers, how to lube up the gears, but it's all in French. It does have traction tires, although it's 8-wheel drive. And then this is the exploded parts diagram. But let's get back to the decoder. So the decoder in this set, here's some more brochures. There's the TTE, I think it's what the Trans European Express, I think that's what it's called. Here's a picture of an RTG in France. Like all this cool memorabilia came with it, which is cool. This is the decoder I put in there. It's just a generic decoder. It doesn't have, it's ready to be loaded with sound. But anyway, the real issue was the decoder in this one fried. It completely fried. And it was always a bit touchy when I first bought the set. It was always a bit touchy. But the decoder actually fried in this, guys. And it's unfortunate because, yeah, it's just unfortunate. But this is an opportunity for me to put the correct sounds in it as far as the turbine and the horn and the bell features. But this is what the packaging looks like. So you get an actual, I don't think this is an actual builder's plate. I think it's just a representation of one. And then these are your parts bags in here, which I don't see any sign of a plow in here at all. I see the couplers, I see the little number plates and destination plates. I don't see a plow in here, so I don't think it's in here. But here is the actual decoder. This thing is fried, completely fried. So, and I thought this was a Zemo decoder. It's actually an ESU, like it says on the box. But I just need to get it the decoder reprogrammed. So this is the dummy car, and then this is the power car. I custom painted it to represent the Amtrak units, and I also detailed them. This set took me 3 weeks to do from start to finish. And I'll just take out the dummy car so I can show you guys exactly what I did. So the parts that I used, this is the front pilot there, the black part, that's an anti-climber for an EMD Jeep 60, and that's the closest thing that I could find to the actual pilot. Yeah, and then the P5 horn is the correct horn. That's from CalScale. Yeah, and I painted it using Tamiya Pure White. So base white was the base coat. Then I used Pure White. And then I used Brilliant Blue for the Amtrak blue. And then I used the Amtrak decals accordingly. I also used Tinchy grab irons on the front. And then the Cupper lift bar mechanisms there, I think they're called. I actually just made those out of wire. The grab irons or the railings on the side are made out of metal. The undercarriage is still the French gray. I wasn't going to paint it black because I just didn't want to do that. And then there's an air hose on the bottom. And then the side vents are from Detail. I think they're Canon Company. Canon Company SD40. These are Jeep 38 SD38 side grills. The other one has SD40-2 side grills that have been cut down. But yeah, it took me 3 weeks to paint this train. This is the power car right here. So the power car here is number 63, the dummy power car, and then the actual power car is numbered 59. Now you're probably saying, why didn't I choose consecutive numbers? First off, I didn't have I didn't have those numbers available to me. And sometimes when power cars were out of service, they actually mix and match sets. So I've seen pictures of Phase 3 RTGs running with Phase 2 coaches that still had the Phase 2 or Phase 1 scheme on them. So they actually mix match sets, like they would have 6-car sets running out of Chicago. And if you look on this car, the horn placement is different than on number 63. That was also a feature that was different between the power cars. Like the horns for where the French horns would be plated over there, and then they would put the horns right there. Then some of them didn't have the plated over horns where the French horns were. How the vents on the side of this one are different compared to the other one, and I did that on purpose because I wanted them to both be different. But this is the actual powered unit here, and it's 8-wheel drive. It can run by itself, and then I did the couplers. Those are KD couplers. But yeah, it took me 3 weeks to do this set. It took me 3 whole weeks, and then the other cars are actually at the bottom in this box here. They're actually at the bottom. So like what you have to do is you have to take these up, and then the other cars are underneath there. Let me see if I can show that real quick. Okay. So there's the other cars right there. So you got your coaches and you got your cafe. So that's how it sits in the box. Right there. So that's the full set. I think I paid $1,100 for this set. $1,100 altogether. Because this was the sound version. Yeah, I paid like, I'm pretty sure I paid $1,100 for it. And yeah, with all the work I put into it, it's a lot more valuable than that now. But yeah, there's still one other set online for sale. It's the non-sound version. I think that's going for like $800. But yeah, the decoder in that one fried. I replaced it with the new one. I just got to get it reprogrammed, like get the directional lighting switched, and then I got to get the sound switched. And then once that's done, then that set will be pretty much ready to go. Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's probably the longest New Trains episode that I've done. Yeah, more coming soon. Oh, let me get one more thing. The Bombardier jet train, that will eventually get sound and DCC installed. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet because I'm going to need 2 decoders. One for the cab car, one for the powered. Well, this is the cab car, but it actually has the motor. That's a dummy. So this is actually the powered unit, but I need a decoder, sound decoder for this, and a sound decoder for that. So that's going to have jet turbine sounds. That's just going to have the bell, horn, brake squeal, wheel squeal, brakes, all that, but no other sounds. That's going to have all the sounds in it, but I need 2 decoders for this set to work. Alright, that was a mouthful, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have more videos coming soon, so stay tuned. I will keep you up to date on the Western Oregon roster, and I will keep you up to date on the ER&W roster, because I've actually taken a break from that roster for a while, but I haven't bought any really new equipment for the ER&W as of late. I've been just working on this roster here. But, yeah. So, you guys be cool. God bless, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, happy, joyful Thanksgiving. Stay safe out there. God bless. Bye, everyone.